In today's video, I'm gonna show you hoes how to interpret your dreams. If you can remember your dreams in the waking day, there's a message in it for you. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. As y'all already know, I told you guys from a few videos ago that I did a vote on Instagram and I did a series of topics for YouTube videos. And since y'all voted on the main one that I did a couple videos ago, the next video y'all voted for was dream interpretation. So in today's video, I'm gonna show y'all how to interpret your dream from my perspective. Now, there are multiple ways you can interpret a dream. Mine's is not the end all be all. This is the way I learn, and this is the way I interpret my dreams. So take what resonates and leave everything else for everybody else. So with that being said, of course I made notes. So, how to interpret dreams 101. Let's get one thing straight. Everybody dreams. Now, you won't remember all your dreams, which is why the way I grew up, my grandmother always said, the only type of dreams you need to worry about are the dreams you can remember. If you can remember your dreams in the waking day, there's a message in it for you. If you dream all the time, as doctors, scientific studies, and facts have shown, why can't you remember it? But there's certain dreams, outside of like night terrors and nightmares, let's get that straight. There are certain dreams that are just too weird where you wake up, you remember them just like that. Now, what you dream may not come to fruition like a day within the week. It could be 2 to 5 years later. What you see could just be preparing you for something that's coming down the line. And also, you're not always gonna dream bad omens and bad shit happening to you and your family and stuff like that. Good shit comes in dreams too. Yes, we get the warnings and the ill omens and the catastrophes, but you will also get miracles. You will also get visited by ancestors. You will also talk to your loved ones, those who passed away and stuff like that. Now, I know there are some people who don't believe. They be like, the dead is the dead and stuff like that. I don't believe that way. If that's what you believe, you do what makes you comfortable. But for me, I said what I said. A lot of people have psychic or prophetic dreams, meaning they'll see things in their dream, and then when they wake up, within a time frame, everything you dream will come to fruition. A lot of people have those, especially in the Black community. That's very common. One of the most common dreams you'll know amongst Black elders, if an elder has a dream of fish, oh, somebody then got knocked up. Somebody club just got shot up, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you'll have dreams and they don't really make sense on the forefront. Let's use the fish dream as a way to break down a dream, because y'all want to know about how to dream interpret. So when you think about fish, think about when a fish has children. It has a school of fish. The motherfucking fish give birth to a whole classroom. A fish doesn't just have one baby, depending on the fish. They give birth to like hundreds of babies at once. So they represent a type of fertility. And think of it, a fish is swimming upstream. What does semen do when it gets inside, you know, everything inside the human body? So you have to remember, a lot of stuff is ancestral dream language. You have to also, when you're doing dream interpretation, think of the environment. A fish is in water. What is in the womb? Water, the amniotic fluid, liquid. Water is liquid. Seeing a fish swimming represent a spirit about to be born into your family line. So with that being said, I hope that's starting to make sense, but let's get a little deeper. Especially in Black culture, dreams, they're not just warnings. They're not just prophetic visions and stuff like that. They're not just psychological messages. You know, they are spiritual messages. They're guides and codes of conduct of how to live your life, and they bring to the forefront things you're suppressing. They keep you in communion with ancestors and the God of your understanding and your spiritual team in your core. It warns you about daily life occurrences. It tells you about the blessings that are going to fall over you. When it comes to seeing ancestors in your dream, because I know a lot of people will put fear in you and they'll be like, oh, don't forget about familiar spirits. Yes, stay on your swivel. Be on guard. Sometimes spirits can be tricksters. I'm not discrediting that. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it's happened to me 1 or 2 times. But the reason why I never fell for it, because I know the essence, I know the spirit of my family members. I know certain ways they talk that even when mimicked, you feel the authenticity. You feel when you walk into your dream world and you're very conscious of yourself, because I'm not always aware I'm dreaming until like the end sometimes. I'm not like those people who be like, oh yeah, I was dreaming and I knew I was dreaming and I was going to ask them the time. Girl, I don't... Get the fuck out of here. But when it comes to shit like dream walking, you'll feel it in your core. If you see, you know, big mama, your auntie, your uncle, your brother who passed away, whoever passed away dearly departed, you'll be able to sense like, oh, this is them. And you'll be able to sense if something's wrong about them. And it's like, Let me keep my distance. Let me keep my mouth shut, because certain things are only meant for you to observe and not speak on. When it comes to symbolism and how to interpret your dreams, think of certain stuff that you see and that you know the meaning for in real life. Take a lot of your real life into your dream world when you dream. If you see a snake in your dream, a snake isn't always an enemy just because a snake has a bad reputation. Also, you have to think of the things, the seasons you're in. If you don't have friends around you at the moment and you're like, oh, I had a dream of a snake, somebody's about to backstab me. No, you do know snakes also shed their skin so they can walk into their new skin. The shedding of skin, shedding the old, you could be shedding your old self. So when you see a snake, just don't go on what everybody, the popular term or the definition of a certain thing is. Because yes, it could be somebody trying to backstab you and slither in, but also it could be you shedding from one evolution to the next, shedding from one form of life to evolving into who you're supposed to be. A common one a lot of people have is teeth falling out. A lot of black culture, if you have a dream where your teeth falling out, that means death is coming. Too many cavities, that shit can kill you because it all connects to your nervous system and your blood system. You know, the teeth hold a lot of power, not only with just the words and the power in the tongue. So yeah, teeth falling out can mean death and stuff like that, but you got to bring it back to what does it mean? It has to make sense to you. If you see stuff like trains, what are trains doing? They're getting from one location to the next. They're moving, transition. You're going from one place to another, either fast or slow. Think of what trains do. You know, if you have a dream where sometime, say you're being chased, which could be very frightening. What are you running from in your life right now? You could be getting a position at work and you don't think you're worthy of it. So every night you have a dream of a big ass boogeyman chasing you. And you're like, oh, somebody's gonna chase me. No, nigga, you're running from your potential. That's what that dream means. That don't mean, you know, you're gonna walk out of your house and somebody's gonna be chasing you one night. No. Your destiny's trying to meet up with your potential, but you running from your opportunities that you've been praying for. But since they're not coming in the way you prayed for, you don't recognize it. Also, death. People will see somebody die in dreams and it's like, there's multiple meanings for death, you know. Death means an end of one thing and a new beginning. Say you're moving from Kentucky all the way to Arizona and you have a dream of yourself in a casket. Oh my God, I'm about to die. No. This chapter of your life is dead and you're moving into a new beginning. Sometimes when you see death, it is exactly what you see. Sometimes the things you see and the people you see in your dreams is exactly how it'll play out. The thing is, when it comes to your dream, you have to have critical thinking in your dreams because you're not a two-dimensional person. You're deep, you're in depth. Nothing is ever as surface level as it seems. Sometimes it will be, but odds 10 to 1, it's not. You're not a surface level bitch. You're deeper than that, and so are your dreams. The mind is so complex, and the spiritual nature, remember, we are all spirits having a human experience. We are spirits first. You're spiritual first, whether you like it, you believe or not. Also, when it comes to dream interpretation, I need you guys to be mindful of what you eat, drink, and what you watch before you go to bed. Because a lot of times people will be like, oh, I had this dream. And it's like, girl, you went to bed and you ate some spicy food or you watched a horror movie and you think that wasn't going to work in your subconscious? Honey, our mind is the most powerful tool we have, which is why when we have spiritual attacks, the first place a spiritual attack, if you don't take nothing from my videos, the first place a spiritual attack will always hit is your mind, because it's the most powerful. Because if they can get your mind, they have everything they need. And that's for anybody. So be mindful before you say like, oh, what does this dream mean? Some people will be like, you know, I had a dream of somebody chasing me with a hook. Nigga, you just watched I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's not a metaphor for you. That's you putting yourself in a movie and you seeing it in your subconscious mind. We are what we watch sometimes. Now, I'm not saying don't watch horror movies and stuff like that, but be mindful when you have dreams and stuff like that and you just watch something scary. I will always say, make it make sense. Now let's get to the basic. Like I said in my notes, people, places, and things. Because those are the significant things. Like for an example, if you have a dream and you're in your childhood home, think of what your childhood home represented to you. If it was a place of safety, depending on your lived experience, it can mean like, oh, maybe I need to connect to what brought me comfort in my childhood youth, because my childhood home was a place I was comfortable and I didn't have to fear the things I fear as an adult. You know, maybe your childhood home that you see in your dream is telling you you need to reconnect to your inner childhood self, because what you don't heal in your childhood will run crazy in your adulthood. It could be telling you if you had a toxic childhood home and then you're in a toxic relationship or a toxic situationship now with a bad roommate or a lover, whatever, and you keep on dreaming about your childhood home that was toxic, and what stopped that toxicity is you getting out of there, that's your symbolism. Oh, I keep dreaming of my old childhood home that had all the trauma. When did your trauma end? When I left? There's your advice. You know, so that's how you do dreams and stuff like that from my perspective. Sometimes people will dream, they'll be like, oh, I dreamed I was out in nature. What does nature represent from your perspective? You in nature in spring. Because in spring, it's a rebirth. Things that were once dead are coming back to life. Like plants, flowers, the elements. Animals are coming out of hibernation. Were you in a depressive season? Because sometimes depression can feel like a hibernation season where everything is at a standstill, even though you're just going through the motions. You're not living life, you're existing. When you're in nature in your dreams, what are the elements you're in? Is it fall? You know, fall is like, fall can be cozy, but also you think of fall as an elemental stage, everything is starting to die out. You know, things are losing its color, things are losing its life and stuff like that. Winter, dead of winter, cold, dead and stuff like that. Are you frozen in something right now? Are you frozen in something you're trying to get out of and it doesn't look like you're having the breakthrough you need? Let's get into people. Like for an example, my mom is the one who I have the psychic dreams in the family too, but my mom been having them generations before me because she's older than me, duh. But one time my mom had a dream that one of her youngest nieces, and my mom has like over 32 nieces because she has over 9 siblings. One of her nieces were getting out their car for work and a man came up behind her and grabbed her and started choking her, like kidnapping her on some like First 48, you know, true crime type shit. So my mom told that exact niece, but my mom also told everybody because what my mom always instilled in me, people you see in your dream are not always the people it will happen to. You can have a dream where you see your mom getting hit by a car, but the symbolism of your mom being in a dream is it's a mother type figure. It's a motherly type elder. It could be your grandmother. It could be your friend's mom who's like a mother to you and stuff like that. Think of the motherly like figures. If you have a brother that you see, oh, he's about to get into some trouble in your dream. You know, keep the person you see in mind too, you know, never scratch that off. But sometimes when you're like, oh, that dream didn't play out with the person I saw, think of somebody who may fit that category. Who is a brotherly like figure? Who is a sisterly like figure? I had a best friend I seen in a dream get physically beat by a man. I call him up because I'm always going to warn my friends, but also I warn all the women friends in my life because here's the thing. Just because I seen my one specific friend, I'm going to make sure all the ladies that I know are in on the up and up because my friend could have been just a placeholder of a female friend I have that is in a relationship that may be in a domestic violence situation. So I put all my friends up on game to let them know like, hey, this could or could not happen. I'm just letting you know what I see. Do with it what you will, and I keep it moving. I'm going to tell you exactly what I saw, point A, B, C, and then I'm keeping it moving, you know? Do with the information what you will and be safe. One thing I want to give you guys that I always say on my TikTok, so follow me on there, Instagram, wherever you follow me on. If you have a dream, there's a message in it. Get yourself a dream journal so you can write down the shit that has happened to you and you can write down the shit you dream about. Because, honey, it won't always stay in here. We do so much, it'll be in one ear and out the other. By the time you start going about your day, you'll forget key details that were really the message you need to hear. If you're not a journaler, all phones have some type of voice record app. So please keep in mind that maybe when you first wake up, you're not going to be like, you know, doing all that. However, for those of us who do, get yourself a dream journal, have it on your nightstand, along with all them snacks and beverages that you have that you don't got a problem with. If you can have all these snacks and beverages and books by your nightstand, get yourself a little notebook to jot things down. But if you don't get into journaling when you first wake up, and every phone has a voice memo app. So sometime if you like, oh, I don't have time to write it down, I need to get it out right now, click that phone, get that voice memo app, and talk the dream into your phone in a voice note. I have so many dreams. Y'all can't even see these fucking pages. But just know, this bitch is filled the fuck up. Like, write my dreams down. I date them, the time, the month, everything. I'll come back to them down the line. Like, I have dreams from 2022 that haven't come full circle yet, but they will. I have a dream from 2019 in this journal that came true 2 years ago. 2 years ago was what, 2023? You see how long it took? But then I remember, I was like, something about this is giving me deja vu and familiar. And a lot of times, y'all who feel deja vu, it's because you've seen it in dreams before and you don't realize it. And you just feel like, oh, this is familiar. It's because no, bitch, you've seen it before. So yeah, I write it down and then like I'll come back to it, and I usually leave about 3 lines of space. So if I get the answer for that dream or the meaning, I'll write it down in there and I'll be like, hey, this is what this dream ended up meaning. And some things they just leave blank because some dreams I never get the answer for and I never understand the meaning. I just got to live through. For an example, when I started this dream, I suffered a significant loss. Before I had a loss of an aunt, that I had 2 favorite aunts and they both have passed away. Before the second one passed away that I grew up with, what I realized is literally under 15 days before everything transpired, I had a dream of my first favorite aunt who died like 16 years earlier. And in my dream, it was around Christmas time, and she fell to the ground and she started to like convulse and like have a seizure, and like foam was coming from her mouth, and it looked like she was like overdosing on something. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then 15 days later, I lost my aunt. Not to no overdose or anything drug related, because she didn't play that. What I realized is I was like, but that dream, the dream metaphor was just a symbolism of an aunt who's dying, an aunt's death. That was the sign of the dream. But if I would have took it too in detail, I'd have been like, the aunt I'm seeing in my dream, she's already passed away and stuff. She never did drugs either. What is the metaphor? It's one of my aunts on drugs, and it's like, no. It just represents a death of an aunt. For the lack of a better term, I'll even tell y'all another dream I had recently. I had a dream in January about a flood. It was either January or February. I say to myself, a flood? Is my house about to motherfucker flood? Because I damn sure don't got my rental insurance anymore. Got to get on that. But I said, calm down. What happens in a flood? A flood comes from a storm. What type of storms do you have in your life, or the people around you? Because sometimes it's meant to you to warn the people around you. Does anybody have a storm in their life right now? And I was like, yeah, okay, a couple people that I'm close to who be in my immediate family and life. Pondered on my own self, because don't take your own self out of the equation too. And I said, so what happens when something floods? Water comes in. Water is a portal. Water is a spiritual conduit. Water can be very soothing or it can be very destructive. This flood represents somebody, either me or somebody in my life is going to have a lot of shit, have their normal washed away. Because what I thought was my house be flooded. And your house is your comfort zone, your safety, where everything you know and love is, your understanding, your safety when you want to go in from the world. Somebody's comfort zone is about to be washed away, and it's probably going to bring them into the new level that they're seeking. But first, you have to go through the storm. Sometimes when we're in a storm, we don't realize the water from the storm that's raining on us is watering the seeds that you're planting in this hard season. So keep that in mind. But I hope this dream interpretation video helped. I hope I wasn't just yapping. I'm going to cut a lot of it down anyway. But I hope you guys got whatever you need out of it. And yeah, look at your dreams as a psychological professor. Look at your dreams beyond the metaphor. Look at your dreams for the understanding they deserve. Look at the elements. What is your setting in the dream? Who are the people in your dream? What are the things that stuck out in your dream that you noticed so hardly when you woke up you could still quote them and still remember them? What were said to you? How did you feel within that dream? The way it made you feel is a big key to the message within it. It takes time. You're not going to be a dream interpreter overnight. But yeah, you got this. Keep dreaming and get yourself a dream journal and write that shit down. Because like I said, if you can remember the dream, there's some type of message in there for you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below a crazy dream that you've had before. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me wherever you want to. And yeah, leave comments below what's your wildest dream. Or give tips if you want to on how you interpret dreams. I thank you guys, and I'll see you same time, same place next time.